Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were as sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, he was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Erusia hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusia into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged the Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lady, this is your company commander. I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Tango 5, enemies locked on.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Target acquired.
Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. No, it's real funny.
Strider 1, the men below you are to secure the Silver Bridge. They can't break enemy lines. We have aircraft in addition to you, but our numbers are less than ideal.
Strikes in the sky. Too bad for those guys.
They're after me. I need cover.
Bandit invaded attack. Trying again. All our targets sail.
Special delivery.
Enemy vessels, fire! Desperately trying to stop our advance. It's gonna be tougher than we thought.
Our ground forces are now moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They can use some air support. Strider 1, missile away.
Enemy is fled.
Enemy is locked on. Break away. Dodge that missile.
Guys, come through.
My job just got that much harder. What are you waiting for? Fill up full leg.
Bandit my sight.
Target shot down. Fox 3.
Breaking them up. Evading enemy missiles. Fox 2, Fox 2.
Locked on. Fox 2. Fox 2. They evaded it.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Gotcha, pal. Strider 2. Fox 2.
Call 1, be careful out there. We shot down many.
Target locked.
Strider 1, locked on target.
The rest is up to you. I'm out.
Now the enemy's already down. That LRSSG is really something.
Missile away.
Roger, mark route secured. Union Big Shot clear the way.
I know the feeling.
2 and meet both threats at once.
That's why they fear our presence.
Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other.
Roger.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
In gun range. Target hit.
Enemy's got a lock.
They evaded us. Bail them out.
Strider 1, missile launched. Strider 1, AA gun destroyed.
Okay, Trigger. Silver Bridge is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat. Let's go. Push it.
We'll come. That's something.
Star 1.
I, for one, welcome all support, especially from 3 strikes.
Missile.
Missile! Invade!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
The enemy has escaped.
The missile comes from our AC7. Shoot it like
We need more air support. Can't hold the bridge much longer without it. Check that bandit behind you.
Missile.
Attack missed.
Call reinforcement. Damn it. Should have known it sooner. Behind you.
I've got them. Locked on.
Fox 2.
spectacular, Strider 1.
Strider 2, evade that missile.
The enemy is worn out. This is our chance.
Tank units advance.
Spiked. Breaking away. In position behind damage.
Target is approaching guns.
Strider 1, the enemy has a lock.
Missile.
Fatigue is starting to set in. Maintain your composure. We're almost through this. It's no use. We have to retreat. Evading.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
Strider 1, bandit destroyed.
Salamander 2, enemy has a lock.
Star 1.
Do not let them through.
Bandit acquired. Fire.
Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take them out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses. Roger that.
Down in the flank. Attack.
Our tank commander's down!
Good shot, Strider 1.
Check the port side. We need to regroup. They're after you, Strider 1.
Missile launched.
Refilling. Hot on bandit.
Missile.
Target acquired.
You really think that missile is gonna hit anything?
Fox 2.
This is the start. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet.
The comms are full of requests for help from friendlies. Our occupation of Frabati could be in jeopardy now.
We must show our resolve. That area's all yours, Strider. We'll back up help squad from the submerged area.
And then troops are at once. Allow us to Tucker 2-4. Bracketing complete. Fire for effect. Roger. Sustained firing data. Accurate 2870. Elevation 37. Prepare to volley. Fire.
Our forces are neutralized.
Missile.
Our tanks and combat vehicles are knocked out. They must have fallen to the enemy's air support.
Target destroyed.
Ship building!
Strider 1, tank destroyed.
Longcaster, this is Base 1. We'll handle the rest.
All aircraft, move on to assist other units.
Thanks, LRSSG. We'll take it from here. And... impact! Tucker 2-4. No easy on our eardrums next time. Thanks for the fire support. Now, support teams, open fire!
Finish them!
You never know what's gonna happen in naval warfare. Stay
Strider 1,
vigilant.
Fox 2. Minutes remaining. We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Copy. Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down, then move on to the next.
Missile. Missile.
Our allies aren't advancing as we hoped. This isn't good. Trigger!
Missile.
Hit the areas where the enemy forces are thickest.
Missile.
This is the amphibious command ship Ptarmigan. The enemy ships in this area are part of the sunken ruins now. The landing party is on its way to HQ.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Don't let them any closer.
Missile.
Elevator 2, I'm in the clouds.
Missile.
I want to be as badass as Three Strike.
Keep it look. Breaking away.
Strider 1, enemy behind you.
Missile.
2 minutes remaining.
Missile.
Fox 2. Enemy is firing.
Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Erusian army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through.
Understood. Understood.
All right.
Understood. Understood. Understood.
Strider 1, enemy has a lock.
You did really well out there. This is sure to bring an end to the war. You'll be heroes.
Don't know what medals they've got for you, but if you want one, come back in one piece.
Allies down.
Target acquired.
I'm taking damage, but I'm good to go.
1 minute remaining. Missile launched.
Tear down that barricade.
Fall back 900 yards. Three strikes is here.
30 seconds remaining.
Target is down.
Fire your next missile. Punch a giant hole in that enemy ship.
You're low on special weapons.
Come on, dodge that missile.
All aircraft, listen carefully. This is Longcaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that. Man, don't jinx us.
You're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. Rex.
out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
Missile.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level.
Missile.
Don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
Mission proved to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Missile. Missile.
Bombs too. Enemy has a mark on me. Don't get too far ahead.
This is Cyclops 3. I've been hit. I gotta eject.
Box 2. Take him out one by one. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely. Don't worry. He's gonna make it.
Missile.
Listen, Trigger. Real talk. We keep this up, someone's not going home.
Missile.
I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X. What?
Missile.
Right, he grabbed a bait. Time to take him for a ride. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Wait for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger. My boys won't let you have it. Shake it off.
Enough with your air show, Wiseman. You're pushing it.
Oh, Cal, that's sweet. I never knew you cared. Box 2. You're all grown up. I'll even let the wisecrack slide.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Target acquired.
Locked on.
Taking evasive action.
Hold up. My radar has shown that an enemy aircraft has been stuck on Cyclops 1 for a while now.
Makes my blood run cold to even think it became up on my 6. Shit! He's refusing to fire. He wants a sure shot. Not too bad.
Missile.
He's acting as a decoy. He has absolute trust in his allies, I see. They evaded it. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. Wasn't a bad pilot.
Missile.
Wiseman! Missile closing! I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Missile.
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops Wiseman! Eject already, Wiseman!
Missile.
I'm sorry, Count.
Missile.
His plane exploded.
Missile.
Wiseman! Stay strong. We're not done here.
Cyclops 2, you've got the lead.
Wiseman! Shit!
Negative, Cyclops 2, you're the lead.
I can't do it.
Missile.
Trigger should take command.
Missile.
The duty is yours.
Missile.
That's impossible. Do it. Ah, damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element.
Missile.
We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
Missile.
Cuckoo count.
Now I see why he's the king of the skies. Trigger's our only hope.
Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile.
Ship 5 is hit.
Missile.
I'm sorry, I gotta bail out.
Missile.
You did well.
Damn. I want to go to Trigger's aid, but I can't keep up.
No special weaponry remaining.
Missile.
Box 2.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
You're out of missiles.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get in close to them.
They got a stubborn one on my ass.
Missile. Missile.
out, Mr. X.
My target's tail.
Missile.
Damn, I can't seem to find an opening.
Has a beat on you.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Commander's taking fire.
It's fine. Have a little faith.
Range.
Can Trigger handle the solo?
Target acquired.
I'm on his back.
Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
Missile. Missile.
Good lord. All we can do is rely on our best pilot
Fire
now.
warning.
Shit. This guy's too tough.
Missile.
I don't think I can take him on.
Trigger's hit.
Missile.
Trigger's hit.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
I'm on my target's tail.
Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
See where your plane is headed. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck. I've got you.
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Missiles depleted.
Missile.
Scratch the last escort.
We need to be extra careful if we want to split up the 2 meters. Eject while you can still talk.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Strider 1, missile launched. Missile hit.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. X, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can. My radar suddenly turned off.
What did it respond?
My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn
glitching
it.
out.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Farbanti's now under Ocean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down, and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatch from the Ocean Army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Ocean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Ocean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oceans won't shoot us in this confusion.
Will Emmy's process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe? The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
That's something I'll never get used to. But tonight it's been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
ID'd as Ocean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAP terminal.
Roger that.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route.
Strider 1 district target.
Fox 2. It's Erusian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us.
Confirmed destroyed.
The more the merrier. We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes.
Caution. Caution.
We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
Missile.
networks come back online.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
Evade! Missile incoming!
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the radicals.
Target destroyed.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, your general's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Pull him out of your sight.
Here comes the traitor, Lombard. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they? Lombard's in that vehicle!
They've been set up in all the right places.
Target acquired.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us.
This is AWACS Argus. Those who can hear us are our allies. Your new orders are to dispose of Eduard Labarth. The Ocean Army officer with him is an imposter.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have permission to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Balkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side, and even manipulated the princess. The Belkin technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take a helicopter from there.
Ask yourselves, what is best for our country?
There are rumors of a military group calling itself the Three Erusians.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
Missile inbound.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Vehicle eliminated.
Aircraft with scratches on your tails will be punished for your sins. Nice work, Leo. Still, that's a confirmed kill. You are a true patriot.
Thanks. We would have been toast.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 199 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah. Don't they know nowhere is safe?
Our terminal's fall has led to another power struggle within the Erusian military.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radios? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped. It's nice and secure. We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something.
The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. This isn't good. The general is speaking with the commander.
Fire with the Ocean aircraft. General's orders.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle moving by the Erusian forces. Take it out! Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
AC7. This is AWACS Loncast.
I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks. Put on your smokes. 3 strikes will find you. We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. There are even rumors of penal units turning on their former allies. Conflict concluded. Regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle over stabilization of the nation. The Erusian government has defined these groups, along with those trying to independently make peace with Osia, as rebels.
We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit.
Missile. Missile.
There's more to Belkin technology than just railways. Taking ISF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Ocean fighters, and then to assassinate Harling and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Arusi is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, Helen.
Target hit.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm making a mission to stand by when they ruin the General's day.
Listen up. From here on out, all aircraft are prohibited from taking off.
Adios, buddy.
Unknown aircraft approaching!
This one's wide open.
It's Erusian military.
The General's a real celebrity. Seems everyone wants to meet him.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
Missile.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Start receiving my orders. How'd you last long, Casper? We've been briefed and we're here to help.
Missile.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Welcome.
Missile.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Gladly wait. Don't worry. We won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. In the rear of the others.
Understood.
Caution.
The radicals truly believe boosted drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are willing to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osia quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. They should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
check footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
It could be Ocean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco 1.
Wilco.
Fox 2.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed a bandit.
Those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's those Ocean big shots, do you? I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Watch it.
Mine.
That's a lock on you.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
No good. Shit.
Enemy has a lock on me.
They're in my way.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
Bandit splashed. Strider 1. Fox 3.
Missile incoming. Break.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
Missile.
We did what we could. Weapons free.
Missile.
You are cleared to attack the escort.
Missile.
Welcome. Understood.
Wilco.
Missile.
Can't afford the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are already. They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Missile.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Headed this way.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Fox 3.
Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Five bandits remaining.
Missile.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need.
4 bandits left.
Autonomous mover is fully functional. Incredible.
It's not enough to be fully functional. There has to be a time when it should not function.
Star
What's
one.
that?
Missile. Missile.
3 bandits to go.
Missile.
They are after Data, aren't they?
2 bandits left. Show them what you got.
Behind the enemy.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
1 bandit to go. 1, missile launched.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see.
Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General's staff? No, it's listed as escort. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Broadcaster.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Ocean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Ocean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Ocean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Farbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer, at this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to do.
If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs. They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. And what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own. Please, we need help!
Wagtail is on the Ocean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple boats inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. ID complete. Update us on Tyler Island.
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We were waiting for retreating units here to carry them out to safety.
Shit. These are Ocean.
Do me a favor, Longcaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can. Let's help retreating Ocean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
We're over here. The bodies of dead civilians. I don't think they were part of the fight. With that, we're all lined up. If you see 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle's been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly!
Can you just defend the master?
No, we're not combatants. Some of them aren't even range. They did it! We're moving out! Leave the cat behind! We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly. I can guess what happened here. We really don't want to see it. I just got the photograph. We'll head back to AC. Give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial. Those ruthless bastards. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence. Our guys even got the enemy's air support. What do we do now? Get in the tanks!
Allied retreat looks good.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Open the bay until operation speeding time. Pull them away from the mass driver.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
Before we make it in time.
A landing ship is waiting for you.
Right, we leave the wounded. Just to guarantee us a one-way ticket to hell. Pretty sure we're there already.
It's the Ocean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other.
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! I confirm. The info is from Allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. But what are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
I count 12 dead bodies here. The upper middle class. Spaceports nearby. Researchers and their families. Most likely, they were involved with Delta. Get in the landing craft! Many thanks, Longcaster. We didn't have to leave our boys sky.
Understood.
Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage.
Missile.
ID complete.
Three strikes in the sky. They think you see them? You're over.
An explosion inside! Continue the countdown. The enemy's not
Destruction fire flying behind ship.
Do the countdown!
Echo 13, all hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
There's still one arsenal bird left. If we can fill it full of bombs, then Erusia will have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
Target acquired.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here? It's all crazy people. We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass tribes. The supply ship at the munitions depot is highly combustible.
Strider 1, we've identified the unknown targets. Trigger, ID your targets before attacking. Watch it, enemy has a lock on you.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Strider 1, missile launched. Target destroyed. Wait, multiple bogeys from the east.
The timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogeys. Take them down if they're hostile.
Understood.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogeys. Identify them.
Cyclops 3, stop fluttering about and stay glued to my ass. I've heard that line before.
Damn it. In this crazy mess, I've got plenty to pay attention to other than your dirty ass.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogeys. Identify them.
Escort fighters, we're counting on you. Should we fire? Even if we're not fired upon? Of course.
Visual.
Like an eagle.
Missile.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all. Launch control, this is Flight Leader. All systems ready. We are a go for launch. Launch control. Confirm launch readiness. Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Feeding Time. Launch control, roger that.
Ramsey, I've been hit by a missile. Torpedoes the wrong one. Push it together to take them down.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time.
Enemy on your back.
Strider 1, target acquired. Strider 1, Fox 2.
Ramsey, hostile in block. Scratching.
Watch it, enemy has a lock on you.
Give us a response. Detecting. Good luck.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now. Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away.
You're mine now.
bombers.
Hey you, dumbass with the scratches on his tail. You hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Needless to say, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me? You can call me the Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
Voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
I have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help those refugees. Count me in.
That's right.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Enemy pilots on classes.
Missile.
Missile away. The bombers are about to reach the island. Shoot them down now. All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I was thinking about how I'd do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she?
Use its smoke canister. And who's taking this to the enemy's doorstep? Not me. Wait, you moron! Wait! What are you doing, dumbass? Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strata 1, missile launched. Strata 1, target acquired.
Missile.
Missile destroyed.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Beginning terminal countdown. Pressure stable, going always on.
Lancaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Caution. Pull up.
Releasing safety.
Caution. Pull up.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it.
Missile.
3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network.
I'm usually pretty good at playing tag with these
All
guys.
aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar.
Missile.
You're gonna have to forget about them for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
We're sitting ducks like this.
If we let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it.
They're faster than I expected. Turn their backs to us. Now I'm looking for them.
Enemy on your back. The supply ships are on their scheduled flight path.
The missile hit its target. Everybody, keep a safe distance to avoid getting caught in the explosion.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down.
Missile.
We've recalculated the remaining time.
Missile. Missile.
90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them!
Supply ships are too far away. We'll never catch them at this rate. 60 seconds remain. Expect hit by the missile. Keep it up. Bring down those supply ships. Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Russian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her, and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
What do you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress. Can't say I blame him. Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. While we can't use all our aircraft to attack, the transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Ocean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Target destroyed. Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe. Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, we capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Hushin.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat!
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Missile. Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once or provoke fire.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused.
We don't have enough. I know. We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again.
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military? The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence.
Why are they after this base?
Those who want to restore their homelands flock to it. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the SAMs. Help me!
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
Target acquired.
Missile inbound. Breaking. Missile squad, no.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Target was not struck.
They have 4 aircraft. More planes incoming. Fire more missiles. Hit them with AA shells and they'll come down.
We're coming up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies. Shit!
I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Target acquired.
That's Shalaji Castle.
Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere near or on the ground. Come up where you are and cover your head and keep your jet engine.
Target locked.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Everything's on fire!
Strider 3, launching missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Confirming Strider 1, destroyed target.
All our infantry fighting vehicles and tanks are gone.
Enemy on your back.
Target acquired.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
None of our units are able to communicate over the comms. Lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let us have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Target destroyed by Strider 1.
Sam is out. We're running out of ways to strike back.
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about.
Trigger, splash abandoned.
Missile away.
AA destroyed. We're sitting ducks. Squadron, stand by.
Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Rider 1, target eliminated. Their interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood.
Missile. Missile.
You are in violation of Shalashi airspace. Turn around or we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Ocean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
You must be the snowbirds. It's absurd for you to talk in some town after losing one of your leaders at Fort. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit.
Enemy on your back.
Missile.
These guys are pretty accomplished fighter pilots.
Strider 1, Fox 3.
They think they're a band of knights. I hate them even more. They think they're actual nobility. All right, I'm a wild gunman then. Time to shut your mouth.
Locked on.
Missile away.
We just need to buy ourselves some time.
Missile.
These guys are pretty good. Enemy on your back.
Target is in machine gun range.
I'm behind my target.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Hostile has a lock.
Strider 1, Fox 3. Missile away. Target was not struck.
Target locked.
Vito and I will take care of them. Understood it.
Enemy has a lock on you.
I'm on my target's tail.
What the hell do you know about Wiseman? Don't let him get under your skin.
Locked on.
Don't underestimate them just because Mr. X is here. Enemy on your back.
Target hit.
I'm out! Ejecting! I hope he's okay. Bailing out under those conditions. I can see his parachute. It's breaking makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Wilco. Righto.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
It's a leader. We can take him without King.
Target was not struck.
Missile.
Punch 2.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Locked on.
Working in unison. Hall's been hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. A miss, as expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
It's some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you.
Missile.
Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Mihai.
Missile. Missile.
Hostler team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get it and run. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
Look, it's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit probably made themselves a new toy.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow him to pieces.
Target is in machine gun range.
Smash those missiles right into the ground.
Does this guy have a death wish?
Hey, this just seems like another ordinary day for him.
Targeting correction, 0.8 degrees.
Not bad. This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've felled every last one of them.
Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move. His movements. I knew it. Mr. X moves like the drone I saw in Bulgararest. Maybe you got it backwards. Maybe the drone is the one that moves like Mr. X.
There's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me, pilot with the 3 strikes? This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the XO2 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. A solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory had been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkins? Because this guy was a Belkin, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkin, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it. And now, they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish, to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusea after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder.
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored general network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusia have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Tricker.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let them damage more! Show them what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of! Thanks, I owe you. No sweat.
Get into formation. We up the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have two anymore. Guess nobody told them. That's quite true, Count. It's not just two. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone's still entered as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Ocean Army 7 Command. Wait, you can forget that designation.
Nickel.
We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal bird in unison. Roger.
What's he doing speaking on an open channel? The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the Coalition as well.
This is Gold Squadron and Rival Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Broadcaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is Sol 2. Republic of Bosnia are also moving to rendezvous. There's only one squadron there.
So Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every bird we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations.
They have manned aircraft moving Ocean forces moved out.
All this just to keep the war going.
How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually.
We're gonna be surrounded. The UAVs were sluggish once the leader went down.
I thought as much. Drones without leaders are sluggish. The biggest flaw in their slave mode.
Drone leadership might certified.
Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I know who you are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
On our side? Best striker in a long time. Again, 3 strikes? Never again.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but I'm sure it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that. Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon? The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. Not many people know this, but the space elevator is the world's tallest transmission tower. In theory, its radio waves cover exactly half the globe. We've jacked up signal in order to reach out to you.
It's a battle for independence. Take down the Arsenal bird and build a new country.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, huh? They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too. Bet on it. We need something or someone to unite us.
Enemy sighted.
You got a radar lock on you.
This airspace is like a testing ground for their weapons. While those bastards show themselves. 5 minutes remaining.
With the communications infrastructure down, this broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real-life princess. Look, Zen, say hello to everyone. Yes.
Everyone, safe over here. We're taking away all the guns.
Yes. Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood.
Strider 1 down to hostile.
Bravo!
My troops took out an enemy aircraft. Cruise and manned aircraft flying in the same skies is the best way to wage war.
Our princess is looking at a mural. There's another one here too. It shows a whole bunch of space elevators. Skies unknown. Huh. Cosette, let's go. Yes!
Warning. Missiles launched from the Arsenal bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area. 10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact.
How many got caught in that explosion?
Caster, we have more incoming.
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system. We've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you? Get back here! As you all saw, we have a problem. The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time. Stupid woman.
Missile launch from the Arsenal bird. Shit, airburst tight. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
I'm bailing out!
I said we were gonna take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions in the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until its safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
Oh, I get it. What a party.
I was gonna do it myself. You dumbass.
Helios launched from the Arsenal bird.
Missile. 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 Missile.
5 seconds.
Missile.
3, 2, impact now.
You caught that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2, inbound.
I'm going down!
Missile did not connect. Fox 2. 30 seconds remaining.
I've got this one. I missed.
Strider 1, bandit splashed.
Elementor 2, Fox 2.
The monster bird is in our trap. We'll use a saturation attack. Wait for the signal.
UAV eliminated.
I've got a beat on the enemy clear.
We're out of time. Mission is a failure. All aircraft withdraw.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two aces, I'm thinking it's time to show us what you've got.
We don't have 2 anymore. Guess nobody told them.
That's quite true, Count. It's not just 2. Wiseman trained his squad well. Everyone's still entered as an ace. He'd be proud of you all.
To all of you who have gathered here, regardless of your country, this is headquarters of the Ocean Army Southern Command. Wait, you can forget that designation. We are a coalition formed exclusively for the sole purpose of taking down the Arsenal bird. Wait until we're ready to strike the Arsenal bird in unison.
Roger. What's it doing speaking on an open channel? The enemy can hear everything he's saying. There's no other choice. The Erusian aircraft are in the Coalition as well.
This is Full Squadron and Rival Squadron of the Erusian Air Force. We're here on our own. Lancaster, we're entering your airspace.
This is C2. Republic of Pasta troops. Southern Squadron.
This is Mr. X's crew.
Count, ease up. Engagement is forbidden.
Don't worry, I know. We need every roar we can call upon. Even if they were flying with the guy that killed Wiseman. Some of their squadrons are in weird formations.
They have manned aircraft with UAVs in slave mode.
All this just to keep a war going. The UAVs were sluggish once the leader went down.
Without us pushing, drones without leaders are slow as hell. The biggest of flies.
Drone leadership rights verified.
Okay, commencing transmission. I'm speaking over both terrestrial broadcasting and video transmission networks. It's not important who I... No, who are. First, our goals. Destroy the space elevator. Second, we want power to the drone factory cut in order to put a stop to all the war and chaos that its products cause. And last, we want to bring an end to this pointless war that has given rise to a state of anarchy. Let me tell you what's going on right now. The land is overrun with refugees who have lost their homes. This is no isolated incident. In spite of that, the war continues to rage overhead.
How many more do we need to take out?
Shoot them down one at a time. They'll run out eventually.
Bandit on your 6.
Watch each other's backs out there.
Are the friendly Erusians rebels or what?
They're rebels, but it's more complicated than that. Brush up on current events later. Focus on the enemy.
Copy that. Take a look. See that line continuing above the horizon? The cable goes up to the sky as far as the eye can see. Not many people know this, but the space elevator
launched.
On your tail. This is the rebellion. Battle for the now we go to Bird and build a new country.
Some coalition this has turned out to be, huh? They'll keep talking big once the war's over, too. You can bet on it. We need something or someone to guide us.
With the communications infrastructure down, this broadcast can only be transmitted to certain regions. If you can access the server, consider yourself lucky. You get to see a real-life princess. Hey, Cosette, say hello to everyone. Yes.
We're taking away all their guns.
Yes! Let's open up the exit. Everyone get the refugees into the underground tunnel. George, Tabloid?
All right, understood.
Target acquired.
This is where we shall begin our counterattack.
Our princess is looking at a girl. There's another window too. It shows a whole bunch of space elevators. Skies of love. Cosette, let's go. Yes!
Warning. Missiles launched from the Arsenal Bird. They're Helios projectiles. All aircraft, stay clear of the blast area. 10 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact.
How many got caught in that explosion?
Broadcaster, we have more incoming.
Unknown. Proceed with caution.
Wilco. We can't switch off the security system. We've got this. If what he said is true, this will give us at least 10 seconds. Cosette! Cosette! What the hell's wrong with you? Get back here! As you all saw, we have a problem. The princess went by herself into the maintenance area and has shut us out. No idea what got her going this time. Stupid woman.
Missile launch from the Arsenal Bird. Shit, airburst tight. Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Helios arrived.
Don't fly so close together. My tail's been shot. I'm bailing out.
I said we were going to take down the space elevator, but it's not like we can just go out there and chop it down. At the top of the windbreak, 6 location markers have been set in place. They monitor distortions in the space elevator. Those are the locations we need to target. If the sensors go bad, the elevator's observation system will think the elevator has fallen. Until its safety can be confirmed, all microwaves will be stopped.
Oh, I get it. What a party.
I was going to do it myself. Dumbass.
Helios launched from the Arsenal Bird. 5 seconds. 3, 2, impact now.
You caught that. It's all over.
Helios arriving in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to arrival. 2, inbound.
I'm going down.
30 seconds remaining. Fox 3.
Fox 2.
sitting duck here.
The monster bird is in our trap. We'll use a saturation attack. Wait for the signal.
Spike, breaking away. I'm trying to break.
Inform the coalition units. We're nearing 0 hour. 10 seconds until the united attack on the Arsenal bird.
Incoming. 5, 4.
Everybody, give this attack everything you've got.
Open fire.
All missiles were shot out of the sky. Attack failed. Cruise missiles did not reach their target.
Damn monster. Damn monster.
Lancaster warning all aircraft. I have multiple blips on my scope.
Here they come. That's something.
Hey, look at the Arsenal bird.
Lasers!
This is the third. Second marker sunk. We can't train it. Evacuate! Blast is coming. Heavily damaged by laser weapons. Order to capture aircraft controller melting. Single blast! More lifeboats.
HQ, we have a problem. Damage to the Allied fleet is extensive.
That was some pretty impressive firepower. I, for one, did not see that coming.
The active protection system operated as expected. We should launch another saturation attack. Air power. You'll slow the Arsenal bird.
Fox 2! Fox 2! Missile inbound! Evade!
Look at that light from the Arsenal bird.
It's ready against APS. All aircraft, recon from the Arsenal bird.
That's a corner.
That's not the control room. Go through the airlock and get on the maintenance elevator. Get to the top of the windbreak. Do you think you can put on that pressurized suit by yourself? You'll never get it on over those frills. Yes.
I'm getting sick of that arrogant bastard. Seriously. No good. The engine control room is gone. Get a radar room there and CIC. Nothing phases this thing. How are we supposed to hit it?
Shoot that enemy!
All aircraft. We can no longer commence with a second saturation attack. All aircraft, separately engage in direct attacks.
HQ, it won't be easy to take down the Arsenal bird with conventional weaponry. All the ace pilots in the world won't save us unless we have a plan.
Give us time. We'll see what we can do.
You're just thinking about it now? Cover any friendlies it's hit.
It has launched missile. Evade!
I've got you. So wait, you said.
It's ready against APS. Missile did not connect.
Damn it! I think it's damage. One aircraft hit. No, two!
Light bulb shape thing, but it isn't lit up. That's it. Found a location marker. Have it from there, right? Got it.
There's something we can do. Just evading like this will get us all killed.
Bandit has launched missile. Evade!
Enemy behind you!
Locked on.
When's that shield gonna lose power? Never. Elevator's continuously supplying you with power.
Then what should we do?
Calm down. I'll do something.
What are you gonna do? Cosette, smash it. Smash all 6 of the bastards. It'll lose power.
Damn shield. Just go away. Be gone. Disappear.
On cuckoo count?
Away with you.
drones are acting crazy. Are you seeing this? The drones are falling one after another. They've completely lost control.
Trigger got a sub-propeller.
Main propeller 1 confirmed stall. Good work, Trigger. Keep up the attack. Both main propellers have been stalled.
You're getting the hang of this, Trigger. The main propeller is moving again. Just how hard is that thing? Say what?
We destroy the docking modules, the supply unit will break off the production board. Not only through the database board. We'll have it on fire and we can cook that bird whole. Theoretically, that may prove impossible even for an experienced pilot. That would be a problem, but...
Yeah, but our guy's more than just an experienced pilot. Trigger, let's do this.
Is he really that good of a pilot? I'd bet on it. Besides, if he thought it was impossible, he wouldn't have said anything.
Watch out! The drones are falling! The refugees. Everyone calm down. Do you want to get yourselves killed? George! Tabloid! Get back here! I can't leave my girl to die. Fine, fine! Get her, but be quick about it!
Is everything okay? The drones are acting odd.
Run! Run! Careful!
One docking module destroyed.
Great work!
Strider 1, I knew you could do it. Move on and destroy the rest. Docking module destroyed. That's 2 of them.
Don't let yourself be distracted. Just focus on what you need to do.
Alfred, some people were crushed. But the kid Tabloid went after a safe. He ran that distance with a girl in his hands.
Good. What about Tabloid? Is he safe?
George and the girl were saved. They were saved.
Docking module destroyed. 1 left.
Nicely done. This'll be a good story to tell my son.
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
I'm on his back. Enemy on your back.
You're too far out.
You're almost out of special weaponry.
Ground forces efforts will be for nothing. We have to take down the target by any means.
Strider 3 launching missile.
That thing is too huge.
Don't let its sheer size freak you out.
All targets have been destroyed. Supply unit is ready to fall off.
Yeah! Good job.
You should be able to see the rectenna where the supply unit was. Destroy that, and even the mighty Arsenal bird is sure to feel it.
Good luck.
Leave it to Trigger.
Don't let us down, Strider 1. Clear a path for Strider 1.
Leave the big fish to Trigger. We'll take down the UAVs.
We're counting on you. We're near him. Understood?
Strider 1, Fox 3.
I'll left to Strider 1. Does this really think you can be a human pilot?
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Got this one down to my sights. Maybe I'll get back soon.
How are you? Are you still in this?
Guys, go look after your family.
Cyclone 3. Fox 2.
On the enemy's radar.
Enemy on your back.
I've got a hostile in my tail.
Missed.
Take your pick. I feel like I'm swimming in the ocean alongside a whale.
Base of action.
estimate the point of impact?
Don't worry, looks like it'll be open water. All aircraft, avoid the target's path.
That's the last of the rooms. Even in death, that thing is intimidating.
Everyone, can you see this? These people here were alive up until a few moments ago. My friend was here. Can you see this? This is just one of the many sides of war and what it does.
All Erusian soldiers around the space elevator. If you surrender now, we will not attack. We should hold them off until support arrives. Our unit surrenders, and you guys better not throw away your lives either.
Wait there, Princess. We'll get you down.
Don't worry about me. Please just take care of the refugees. I'll parachute down.
What?
Warning, incoming bogey.
Are those the drones we saw at that factory?
I'm coming down. I'll see you on the ground.
No, wait!
Enemy on my 6! Those guys are bad news. Trigger, boss, do something!
Strider 2, missile inbound! Cosette! What?
This isn't the time for that!
Cosette!
Avril, they're headed this way. Get the refugees to safety now.
Strider 2, you're hit. Are you alright?
Still breathing. I won't be flying much longer, though.
There's an Ocean carrier a few kilometers to the west. It ran aground and was abandoned. It won't be easy, but it's the only place you got.
Trigger, escort your wingman. Let's get to that carrier. That's all we can do. Trigger, can you hear me? I somehow managed to land. It's your turn now. The carrier ran aground, but that shouldn't be a problem for you. I'll guide you down. You're too fast. Lower your speed. Bank right. Lower your nose. 1,500 meters to carrier. Nice work. You pulled off a perfect landing. Well, we're okay for the moment. Now the real challenge begins. Well, if it is...
Hell, I can't just snap my fingers and make a plane. Believe me, I wish I could. Right now, we needed one. Bad. When we were coming over on the boat, I remember seeing an aircraft carrier. That gave me an idea. The Admiral Anderson. The name of an old sailor. When the first drone started attacking, the ship wasn't ready for battle yet. It was still in the dock, getting all rigged up. So they rushed to get her ready. I know about Anderson. In the previous Ocean War, he was the commander of a ship that sent out the last fleet of jets. They say the deck was sloping so bad as it sank, the last plane barely made it off. Those fighters ended the war. That story gives me a little bit of hope, especially at a time like this. We're all in the same boat, like it or not. If this war keeps going on like it is, it'll be the end of everything. The military loaded this thing to the rafters with planes. Some were fighters that were going to be delivered to bases in occupied territory. It was hit before it could complete the mission. Jackpot. The hangars were loaded with goodies. This Scrap Queen's got work to do.
Trigger, everyone, listen up. The operation was a success. Erusian defense forces have been neutralized, and all Arsenal birds are down. However, those 2 new drones buzzing around have royally screwed up our plans. The Osean and Erusian coalition's air forces are in a sorry state thanks to them. We might not even have any viable aircraft left. According to the Scrap Queen, the drones are trying to use the space elevator's transmission capabilities to send their data to drone manufacturing plants across the continent. They're trying to strengthen their numbers. What's worse, their data contains a depth of war experience, so the newer aircraft will be more tactically advanced. If that's the case, this war will never end. We need to take both drones down no matter what it takes. We'll do it so we have homes to go back to. Well, the Scrap Queen's on our side. She says she can make any aircraft fly. This is our final mission. Trigger, let's go. We've got a goddamn war to end.
Strider Squadron, takeoff prep complete.
This? Hey, can you hear me? That craft is in peak condition. I even buffed up the canopy for a nice shine, so you can really see the sky. Take care, Trigger. When you get back, let me know what you saw.
Let me see that. Trigger, Wish I could have flown with you. A dinged-up plane and an injured pilot would only slow you down. I feel for him now.
Take care. Whatever happens, it ends here. The outcome's mostly up to him.
So, this is the guy? Oh yeah. He's the one who took off just now.
We've got quite a few Erusians with us.
Lucians are sticking around, too. I don't care what country anyone's from. What counts is knowing who the real enemy is. Right, guys?
Affirmative. And I think everybody here knows the score. We all know who to follow. Commence mission. All aircraft follow trigger.
Roger that. Understood.
All right.
Understood.
Space elevator is able to broadcast and communicate. With the information infrastructure down, it's the only place capable of wide area data transmission. The drones are waiting for it to power up again.
Clever little bastards.
No way to the launchcaster. UAV is confirmed in direction of travel. Engaging two bandits.
All aircraft converge on Skull Squadron. Surround and shoot them down.
Strider 3, copy. Let's do it, Ocean.
UAV reacting. Damn, they're fast. All aircraft stay sharp. Intercept now.
Skull 2, get out of there!
Salamander 3, Skull 2, lost. Damn it, that was quick.
I've never seen anyone fly this fast. Provide support.
Friendly lost. Another confirmed down.
Damn it. Another hit. We're the only one getting anywhere out here.
The UAVs are equipped with laser weaponry. Watch where their nose is pointing.
All right, freaking unit, just like me. They're calling copies of me. Receive some serious defiance. See, we'll separate you and unit.
Attention, all aircraft. Launch detected from UAV or small drones.
These guys have quite the bag of tricks. I'm on my target's tail.
If you need help, say so. I'm here for you.
I've never seen movement like that.
Locked on!
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Stay calm. Avoid friendly fire.
Friendly lost. Salamander. Michael 3 has been shot down. Lost another one. There we go. One down. One down. Target is losing altitude rapidly.
That enemy is black smoke billowing from it. I saw it myself. Green strike is the real deal. One plane left.
Strider 3 launching missile.
Soul 2, evade! Evade!
Just like that, guys.
Soul 2 lost. It's a good one, too.
Me too. Damn it! Damn it!
One bandit left. Come on, someone just get rid of it.
If you're lost, just follow trigger. Copy?
Fox 3.
Missile, don't let it touch you!
Head into formation. We have the numbers.
Fox 2.
Skull and Rhino Squadron. You're the one the Erusian. No, what fighter pilots are made of? Enemy hit. Strider 1 got him. Crap, I can't break this lock.
Get this guy off my tail.
Locked on bandit.
Strider 1, you scored a hit.
Erusian air supposed to be the one committing this. Don't let him down. If Trigger can shoot him down, that means we can too.
Trigger's missile hit. That one looks like it hurt. Trigger has scored a kill. Hell yeah! You finally did it! Way to shoot, Ace. Look, it discarded its wings. What the? It's just like the UAV that Trigger shot down at Volcota Rest. Is that the prototype that Wiseman was talking about?
Target is in range of guns.
We're on our way back from our 7th mission to the asteroid zone.
Strider 4, Fox 2.
Let me avenge Vito.
Unable to acquire status updates from Erusian aircraft via data link. All aircraft rely on visual confirmation.
Is it just me, or is that thing trying to read Trigger's reactions? It's observing Strider 1. It's like it's trying to learn from it.
Strider 1, locked on target.
I'm in position. Keep mine.
Strider 1, missile launched.
If they learn to fly like Trigger, who's gonna shoot him down? Not to mention they can manufacture one too. I get home, I'm breaking to my son about living through this mission for a day.
Locked on, you're mine.
Attack this connect. It's ascending the low altitude to evade missile.
On the enemy's radar. One target left. We can do this.
Fox 2. Strider 1 missile.
It's still flying, but it can't keep this up forever. Finish it off, Trigger.
Target acquired.
I'm gonna open this guy up.
Enemies will lock on you.
Fox 2. Fox 2.
UAV is down. Radar signal is lost.
Copy. Killing us how it's done.
That was definitely the most intense thing I've ever been in. I can't wait to tell my son about it.
The space elevator is just powered up. Looks like we made it in just the nick of time. Fortunately, you've prevented data that may have included Trigger's flying style from leaking. I've got a special bottle of wine for occasions like this. What do you say we open it?
Can you hear me? There's still one drone left.
Who the hell is that? More importantly, I thought Trigger destroyed all the drones.
It's thrown away its wings, yet it's still flying. Can anyone hear me? That aircraft needs to be taken care of.
She's right. I see something on the radar. The UAV is alive and kicking.
The UAV went into the undersea tunnel. That tunnel leads to the space elevator.
Count, where are you going? We rely on Trigger too much. He's gonna need help.
You can't be serious, Count.
Yeah, well, you had no problem with Trigger doing the same thing.
Trigger's different.
We'll see.
You damn fool.
Count, give me your status.
Alive.
Excellent, so you're both okay.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What makes you think that?
No time to explain. The radio will cut out soon. It'll take a short time for the drone to send over the data.
There it is. UAV spotted. We finally found it. I heard some static when the gate closed. Do you think the UAV is operating the gates? Well, there goes our only way out. I thought we were gonna pull this off after making it through that maze. Don't worry. I'll think of something. I'll find us a way out. No sign of the drone. Did it take another path? Doesn't matter. We know where it's going. We can catch it. Drone on your tail. Damn it! It got me. I'm hit. Shit. My wings seem fine, but I'm losing thrust. Is it my engine? Definitely feels like it's my engine. I'm fine. I can still fly. My rudder's acting up. It's hard to keep level. I'm not getting much thrust, but I'll be okay. Uh-oh, that's quite the problem. It appears I can't get any more thrust. Drone is turning. It'll send its payload. Shoot it down, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. It's down. Yeah, baby! Hey, I'm being serious here. That's right. We're going home. I thought of a way out of here. The space elevator. The windbreak is hollow, and there's no ceiling all the way up. Not sure if my bird can handle it, though. Fly! I know you can make it! I'll attempt a belly landing. Get out of here! Everyone's waiting for you! I wanted to wait until I had less fuel, but I have no choice. Attempting to land. I don't think my plane will make it. Anyway, here goes. Come on, baby, stay with me just a bit more.
Look, it's Trigger. Strider 1 has returned to radar.
They did it! That's our Trigger!
He's a damn hero!
No doubt. You're better than me.
Where's Strider 2? Damn it. Does anyone have eyes on Count?
Wish y'all could have seen that.
You damn fool. What's your position?
Watching Trigger climb. I guess it's my fate to watch from down below.
Yeah, well, we're all in the same boat there.
Yeah, well, I guess we are.
We're sending help. Give us your coordinates.
Directly under the space elevator. Elevation is minus 500 meters.
Minus? Hey, Trigger. You dumbass. Tell me something. What color's the sky up there?
We're on our way back from our 7-year mission to the asteroid belt. I can't tell you how proud I am to be the first to land at
Wait,
this
what was that
spaceport.
transmission?
This is Captain Kay Nagase of the spaceship Pilgrim 1. The ocean of stars in our galaxy is finally within our reach. To the pilot who generously gave this spaceship a place to dock, we are forever grateful. The universe lies ahead of us, waiting to be discovered. And now, at last, we have a gateway to ascend to it, over and over again.
It's all coming together for me. Today was the day, the moment of her return.
I salute the pilot who gave us all a future.
To skies unknown, the path to mankind's vast future remains standing, Granddad. The refugees built a settlement for themselves at the base of the space elevator. A humanitarian mission from Yuktovania airdropped some supplies for them again today. Thanks to the princess, the whole world was pitching in to help these people. Handing out the relief supplies would have been a perfect gig for that anarchist dude. But since he's dead now, the job went to the guy from Belka, George. I guess Tabloid got that new system he wanted in the end. Mihai's granddaughters are helping out too. Mihai. That cranky old geezer's here with us too.
I never wanted to create anything, and now here I am, clinging to life. Watching as my grandchildren and their generation make a new future for themselves and the world. Is this my punishment then? All I do is lie here, wasting away. I'll never know the freedom of flying the open skies ever again. I've been grounded, and my wings have been clipped.
You know what having peace in the world means? It's being able to die in your own bed at a ripe old age. Peace is what those girls are working so hard for here. We got a bunch more refugees today. And the princess? She's looking to the stars. Dark blue, to the heavens and beyond.
Can you hear me?
Tu te souviens de nos fleurs préférées qui chantaient tout près de nous, du jour de ta déclaration d'amour.